Cthulhu Jack.
This Halloween fan pick from Nicholas Miller 5152 was not a typical one to choose from his 3 recommendations. I thoroughly enjoyed In the Mouth of Madness and The Void, which I'll eventually put my take on, but this film surpasses all of them in several regards for me personally. I'm talking about John Carpenter's Prince of Darkness from 1987, along with The Thing, which I watch every snowbound winter.
I guess you're okay.
Halloween, well, duh, and Big Trouble in Little China are always on my yearly rotation.
It's all in the reflexes.
Along with this anti-God $3 million production at the time.
Say goodbye to classical reality.
What I really enjoy about this film is how it levels up along the way. So when necks start snapping and the Bugman is spewing doom, all comes into focus. John Carpenter has stated he wanted to make his own picture without studio interference at the time. He signed a deal with Alive Films, and just over 30-day shooting schedule, JC fans became witness to an unforgettable experience that worms its way into your subconscious.
Moving objects by thought.
I remember first checking this out on VHS back then. Shortly thereafter, a mixtape fell into my lap. The opening broadcast as well as other sound bites would filter in between the songs.
A life form is growing out of prebiotic fluid. It's not winding down into disorder, it's self-organizing.
Don't Fear the Reaper was also on that cassette, and only till I watched the commentary on this round had I any idea that Carpenter was a fan and used the symbol on poor Kelly, who becomes the host to birth the anti-God son. Carpenter also mentions in the commentary that folks confuse this film in pertaining to the big baddie being Satan himself, albeit he admits the title also misleads. But what I thought was super interesting is that he created his own God character after reading books on quantum uncertainty prior to writing the script.
Who knew about this?
Only the members of this forgotten sect, the Brotherhood of Sleep.
Who kept this hush-hush for 2,000 years. Though Susan states,
Who?
Radiologist, glasses.
Oh yeah, she's right outside.
We're talking about 7 million years.
What?
that alone is a fascinating piece of lore. Carpenter also mentions that some of what they are saying is just science fiction gobbledygook. Any which way you slice it, every layer of detail from insects stirring during the supernova to his glorious use of 235 format.
He was of extraterrestrial ancestry, but a human-like race.
The beauty that we take with these characters, we have zero clue on who's gonna make it and who won't. Every time I watch it, I'm always rooting for Catherine to make it out this time. You're right there at the end with a soul-crushed Brian. No matter what light touch of comfort comes from his professor,
We're safe, but he's waiting on the other side.
played by the lovable late Victor Wong.
The outside world doesn't want to hear this kind of bullshit.
The professor and Donald Pleasence, who also plays the priest that unlocks this mystery from the start. Their interactions are some of my favorite moments.
Maybe he's anti-God, bringing darkness instead of light.
Why weren't we told the truth?
With the professor at first not totally buying what the priest is selling, once data begins to be fact-checked by his disciples of knowledge, the professor with certain others are truly scared on what they've stumbled upon.
This is crazy.
With non-believers like Frank taking a short walk before being stabbed to death by a bag lady while becoming the iconic Bugman. His ominous warning only solidifies their faith in constant questioning.
For what purpose?
Could be a warning. To show us what's going to happen.
With one of the longest opening credit sequences, by the time Carpenter's name appears,
He was the guardian priest. Apparently he lived here for over 30 years.
a wealth of story is already set up.
Do you feel it?
Yes, something.
He was never here before.
Moving this train of dreams along is, in my opinion, the perfect Carpenter score. He states that once the film is in post, he shows up and starts noodling on the keyboard while watching it on TV. Nothing's pre-scripted. In my opinion, the score is just the extended arm of the protagonist,
But he was our prisoner, not yours.
purposely guiding each precision frame into the next while adding subtext from the other side of the mirror. Prince of Darkness is that shadow you can never shake.
Mona Lisa.
Until next time.
I don't want to die! Help me! Help!
Thank you to our YouTube members and everyone out there for your continued support. And Hail Cthulhu!